Grace and peace from God our Father, from our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. We hear again from the gospel just read, and taking the 5 loaves and 2 fish, he looked up to heaven, said a blessing, and broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples to set before the people. And he divided the 2 fish among them all. The feeding of the 5,000. One of the great miracles in the Gospels. Here the disciples were following Jesus around, and he was teaching them. And we're sitting in as disciples, separated by 2,000 plus years, and listening in on these conversations and learning the same things that the disciples were learning. This isn't just some itinerant rabbi from northern Galilee. This is God in human flesh. He teaches with food. You know, I kind of like food, as I share with the kids. If I turn sideways, you can see. And I enjoy eating, as most of us do. There's nothing like a good meal to satisfy and relax a person. Remember growing up, we grew up in a big family. There was 23 of us kids. And there was in a log cabin in the backwoods of Alaska. It's an experience, I tell you. And we spent most of the summer gathering food and filling the pantry. It was old-fashioned way of growing up with kerosene lanterns and all that. And we remember picking blueberries. We got the blueberry harvest, which is this time of year. And you had raspberries, and you had later, after the first frost, you picked the rose hips, and those Mom made a really nice spicy ketchup out of that. And the cranberries, you wanted to wait till they're froze first, and then they're a little sweeter. We worked in the gardens and grew about 1 acre of potatoes and for our own consumption, and 200 chickens. And I remember filling that pantry, and as we progressed in the winter, and the pantry would start getting empty. And I remember times towards spring when the pantry would be empty. There wouldn't be much in there. And we never starved, but there were times where we didn't have much. Feed store 50-pound sacks of rolled oats, which Dad called oatmeal. It was good, hearty oatmeal. You'd be picking holes out of your teeth for an hour after eating breakfast. But even today I get a little nervous when our pantry gets empty, and my wife says, I don't understand, hon, why you got to keep that pantry full. I said, it doesn't make any sense, even for me. I know better, but I just get nervous when I see the pantry or the freezer getting empty. But here Jesus is using an opportunity to test the disciples. You know, first of all, they're getting away from the crowds to a deserted place, a place without people. They needed a break. They get to the other side of the sea, and the word had already spread. Crowds came out, 10,000 people to greet them, and they were trying to get away from everybody. And there's how do we feed this huge crowd? Jesus asked the disciples to feed him, and Philip, there's absolutely no way. Even with $25,000 and a grocery store available, which there weren't any around, it would be quite a distance to go, and it's getting late in the day. How could they feed? Impossible. There's the guy serving tacos today had a shopping list of everything that went in just to feed, I figure, about 40 people. It was 10 pounds of hamburger, 120 soft flour tortillas, 4 pounds of tomatoes, 2 pounds of onions, 3 heads of iceberg lettuce, 5 pounds of cheddar cheese, and the list goes on. That's to feed 40 people. And you figure 10,000 people? And there's the pray in the Lord's Prayer, give us this day our daily bread. It's such a simple request. Give us that basic necessity, O Lord, just our daily bread. And we're reminded every time we sit down that not only does it give us bread, but roast beef to go on top of it, or tomatoes and lettuce and cheese and taco meat to go on that bread. God provides for all of our needs of body and soul. And here was a little lesson for the disciples that God provides, not just physically, but they also had a little window into realizing that God provides for us spiritually also. And Jesus provides for us in unexpected ways. He always does. And for each and every one of us. And I've had firsthand experiences, not only growing up. We had one time where my parents were, and they were late for church. So when they walk in, I'll stop talking about them. That was the start this morning. But they're hippies. You know, they wanted to get away from everything. It was the 70s, they were out in the woods. And this is what a hippie's kid does when they rebel from their hippie parents. Mom was disappointed for a few years, but then she came around. But they were building this cabin out in the woods. They'd driven up from California in a bus, an old school bus they made into an RV. And we lived in that for the first summer, and there was construction of the pipeline was beginning. And there was some guy from Fairbanks that would bring donuts out to the pipeline camps and drop them off. And it would be, I think he left Fairbanks like midnight, and he would be coming up the road, and on the way back he'd bring the day-old donuts, and he'd leave them on the hood of Dad's Suburban. Every morning we wake up and he came in the middle of the night and dropped these donuts off. We called it manna from heaven. They were good, jelly filled, and even a day old, they're still pretty good. And right when the day we finished putting the roof on the cabin, the donuts stopped. And we figured, well, we're finally in the house and in the cabin, we can start cooking meals in here. But you know how God's provided for Dana and I over the years with the food pantry at seminary and farmers who would always keep our freezer full. And it's interesting to see how God provides in unexpected ways when we need it. But here, Jesus surprises them all in breaking these 5 loaves and 2 fish and distributing them and feeding a crowd of probably 10,000 people, with 12 basketfuls of scraps picked up afterwards. This points to something bigger than a bunch of people provided with food so that they were not hungry on their way home. He wasn't just feeding a crowd, he was pointing to his purpose to give eternal life. In fact, later he says that he is the bread of life. The one who provides sustenance, spiritual sustenance. In fact, in the Lord's Supper, the mystery of the Lord's Supper, he said, this is my body, this is my blood given and shed for you. This mystery we call Holy Communion. How he sustains us, not only physically, but also spiritually, to give us life, eternal life. Jesus himself offers us the very bread of heaven. Fill an emptiness greater than any hunger there is. There's people that are hungry, they're looking for something and not finding it. Only Jesus can satisfy it. And as we eat and are satisfied, as we partake of this heavenly food, as we're reminded each time we sit down to eat our daily bread that God provides for us, we're filled and we in turn share. Share some of our bounty with others in need from our pantry at home and share some of the goodness that God has given to us. Spiritual gifts. He fills us to overflowing and we in turn share the good news with others. It's like that little boy who shared his lunch with the crowd. May God fill us. May he fill us and satisfy us. May he, as we come to the altar today and receive this mystery called Holy Communion, may fill us to overflowing so that we might in turn share that good news with others. Amen. Now may the peace of God, which passes all human understanding, keep your hearts and your minds, we pray, Jesus. Life everlasting. Amen.